Hello, everyone. My name is James, and this is my presentation for biology. This is called What's in Your Water, a deep dive into the river pollution in Texas. So my presentation is going to be about the Trinity River, specifically the pollution in the Trinity River. The Trinity River is a 710-mile river. It is the longest river entirely within the state of Texas. It is the longest river with the watershed that is entirely within the state of Texas. It rises in extreme northern Texas, a few miles south of the Red River. The Trinity has also been one of the most polluted rivers in Texas. It has often been referred to as the River of Death. There are many factors and many causes of this problem. Some of the main ones I saw in my research were highlighted as residential runoff, the runoff from slaughterhouses and farms, coal ash from factories, trash and other waste materials, and also not listed here, petroleum runoff from many consumer products wasted over the years. In one study and research project, the river was estimated to have about 912,685,000 pounds of litter and about 657 pounds of toxic discharge. So, who's to blame, you might ask? Well, it is a mix of things like anything when we talk about pollution in our environment, but mostly companies and humans and regular humans are to blame for this, especially when you consider the amount of trash, residential runoff from cars, lawns, even changing your oil and not properly disposing of those things, or just maybe you change the battery out in your car and don't dispose of it properly and it starts to leak, and that runs off into your storm drains and your sewers and directly into the Trinity. Why is this a major concern? This is a major concern for not only those who live in the DFW area, as the Trinity is the biggest supply of water for us, but in Texas in general, because the Trinity does run through all of Texas. So many other communities are not only affected by this, but the United States as a whole, because of the way water systems and waterways connect. This is an ongoing crisis. As you can see in these two pictures above, these are examples of some of the pollution that can be visibly seen in the Trinity River, such as the coal ash right here on my right and the trash and litter right here on my left. And so these incidents of pollutions are by no means isolated or a new phenomenon. This video by Fox News published in 2016 will expound a little bit more on that.
Tonight, Fox 4 investigates a problem we first spotted from space. A viewer sent us this Google Maps satellite image of an industrial site in North Texas with a curious red stain leading into the Trinity River. We uncovered a polluted plot of land right on the banks of the river. And we also found this toxic problem carries a big price tag for taxpayers. From above, this plot of land in Fort Worth looks like a typical industrial site, but its proximity to the Trinity has the attention of environmental activist Luke Metzger.
The Trinity River is incredibly important to the state of Texas.
Metzger works for Environment Texas, an advocacy group based in Austin. The group has ranked the Trinity in the top third of most polluted waterways in the state. So when we showed him the site's drainage trough with a deep red stain that caught our eye, he agreed.
It definitely raises eyebrows.
The trough is supposed to channel rainwater from Brennan Avenue through what's known as the Brennan site near Northside Drive into the Trinity River. But a Fox 4 investigation uncovered more than just rainwater in the ground. The city of Fort Worth owns all the land marked here in blue and stores impounded vehicles and industrial products on the site.
We have some core consultants that we work with all the time.
Brandon Bennett is the director of code compliance for the city. We started by asking about that red coloring in the trough.
That could be any number of things. It could be red algae. It could be oxidation, from rust from the metals that are in the ground. Any number of things can lead to that rust color that occurs out there.
But it's what you can't see that's a bigger concern. Yellow lines on the city's own map indicate groundwater contamination. Yellow arrows indicate underground flow.
As you know, that there's a lot of stuff in the ground at the Brennan site. There's just a lot of things that have contributed to the ground contamination that we have there today.
Stuff in the ground includes arsenic, benzene, and various petroleum products identified by the city through groundwater testing. But how did those hazardous chemicals get there? Well, we found a problem dating back to the early 1900s. Historical photos show large industrial tanks filled with petroleum products. In 1969, the site became a landfill. Mark?
As you can see, dating all the way back to the 1800s, and just now finding evidence of those petroleum stores contaminating the groundwater in 1990. Can you imagine how much pollution has progressed since the industrial boom, the advent of new cars?
Here,
Since
red.
then, these graphs on my right are ammonia and nitrogen in fish species found in the Trinity River. And this is evidence of contamination and pollution because how we know the ecosystem of water works, where smaller fishes get eaten by big fish, and that pollution starts to compound. This graph in the middle further proves that our pollution problem with the Trinity is historical as well. And then this bottom river is organic bacteria found in the Trinity River from, I believe, all the way 1920 to 2020. But on the bright side, things are improving for the Trinity River. Over the past few years, the waters of the Trinity have been more tightly regulated and monitored. Although there is still a long way to go, this is a first and major step into hopefully cleaning up the Trinity River and getting it back on track. There have been many cleanup efforts over the years, and you can get involved in those cleanup efforts as well. So there in Fort Worth, they did a big volunteer cleanup as part of promo for a new development that they are developing over in that area by the Trinity River, and then a big industrial cleanup as well. There are many nonprofits and volunteer projects such as the Trinity Coalition and their Clean Trinity initiative. You can volunteer here as well at this website. You can always pick up litter every time you see it, as well as dispose all chemicals, oils, and batteries properly so they don't end up in the storm water and in our sewage, and then eventually in the Trinity water. You can help increase public awareness of the water quality of the Trinity River and highlight what other individuals can do to improve that quality. You can go to your local council meetings, your local government, and advocate for public policy initiatives aimed at making the Trinity River the asset it deserves to be. What will happen if we don't get involved? Like I said, the Trinity River is the main supply of water for the DFW area. If it becomes too polluted or contaminated for us to bathe in, cook with, drink from, that could have devastating effects for not only our cityscape, but the natural ecosystems around Texas. Bathing and drinking and cooking with contaminated and polluted water has been linked to birth defects, blindness, learning disabilities, cancers, and even in extreme cases, death. These effects on delicate animal ecosystems would put humans and animals alike into danger as well. Here are my references. And thank you guys for your time. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.